My name is Paris. I got accepted into Otis, Parsons, Pratt, CCA, Psych, Pratt MWP, and RISD. And all the majors are fashion design.
My name is Cecilia Young. I got accepted by CCA in fashion design, Psych in fashion design, and Purdue in liberal art, Otis in fashion design, Parsons in fashion design, Pratt in fashion design, and George Washington University in fine art, in UCI in fine art, and UC Berkeley in the fine art program, and FIT.
For Otis, I got 23,000 per year. For Parsons, I got 16,000 per year. For Pratt, I got 27,000 per year. For CCA, I got 24,000 per year. For Psych, I got 17,000 for the first 3 years. And for senior year, I got 20,400. For Pratt MWP, I got 16,000 per year.
For me, CCA gave me 18,000 per year. Otis gave me 23,000 per year. And for Parsons, it's 8,000 per year. And for Pratt, it's 20,000 per year.
I'm going to Parsons.
I'm kind of struggling between UC Berkeley and Parsons.
First of all, I really like fashion design since I was young, and then I started to got more interested in the first few years of high school, and then I just started the class at Icon, and I just feel more like I really wanted to go to an art school and then study in this field.
I was so happy and shocked because before I got the offer from Parsons, and I was worrying about what if I got rejected by it, because there are people in my school already accepted by Parsons, so I was kind of really scared. But after I opened the offer, the decision letter, I felt it was the happiest moment in my life.
It was very interesting how Cece and I both checked it
we checked it at the same time in the midnight.
Yeah, and then we were texting each other, and then I think at the time when I saw I got accepted, I just started to cry.
Me too, and I yelled to my father.
Yeah, me too.
I feel really sad I can't be in school right now.
Yeah, me too. I feel like the COVID-19 kind of turned my senior year kind of weird, because I thought for the last half of the year I can enjoy
hang out with our friends.
Yeah, but right now we only stay out.
Yeah, we can do nothing.
If you feel tired, or at some time you feel you're stuck, or you have trouble in creating something, don't stop. I think because that's the thing that I did, and then I was
and
just have a good
be calm.
Yeah.
And if you are struggling, you can talk to others, talk to teachers or your friends, everybody's can help you.
Don't feel too stressed about it. Yeah, because that'll make it worse. This is the first piece for my fish theory. I think the last one is this.
I think the first one is this one. And then the last one is this one.
The first one is probably this one. It's the sculpture that I did, and I just had kind of like a stop motion video with it. I like this piece because it's very it's a new experience for me because I've never done this before, and then it was kind of challenging for me to do all the faces and then turn it like have all the faces have like a different mood. I just really like this piece, how this piece turned out. It's kind of have like a dark, intense mood, but it's still really colorful. The second one, I like this piece because I don't know, I just spent a lot of time doing the details on my face, and then I really liked how the color scheme turned out, and then the story behind my theory is like in this piece I think it's really interesting, and then I really like how it turned out. The last one is my fashion design piece for the Parsons challenge. This is the piece that I studied, and then I got inspired from all my theories in the illustrations that I did, and then I just developed all of the small details, designs from previous paintings that I did, and then I just made one of the piece out, and then I just really liked how it turned out.
So my first one, my favorite work is the sculpture I made. It's really fun for me to experience with like sculpting, and I also really like the process we made, like how we photo shoot it and then we edit on the photoshops. And I also really like the concept of this work. This is the Parsons challenge I made. And then I also really like this one because this is the first fashion project I made. It was a kind of like new experience for me, and I had a lot of hard time, and my friends and teachers helped me a lot with it. And then this is one of the garment I made. This is the first garment I made, and it was based on the mood board. And I really like this project because I spent a long time on it, and I really like how I made it, like through one steps to another steps, and then I go back and then do all of the things, and then we organize it.
First, I got inspired by the nickname that I have. My friend usually call me like fish in Chinese. The pronunciation of fish is kind of similar to my Chinese name. I just feel like it's kind of symbolizes me, I guess. And then I just started to do the piece for about self-salvation, because during that time I was having a lot of mood swings with anxiety and depression for a few years, and like the piece that I did for the first one turned out to be kind of like, it was really dark with a fish suiciding in the bathtub. But even though like the mood, the setting is very depressed and intense, but like the meanings behind it, I feel it's more for me, like it's more personal, because each time I do an artwork I feel more relieved, I guess, in some way for depression, and then I just feel more and more comfortable painting my story into the portfolio, and then I just feel like my portfolio has a really strong personal bond, because the portfolio helped me to grow, and then the portfolio helped me to be what I am right now.
A lot of my portfolio concepts are based on my past experience, because my growing situation is kind of unique to others, because I was living in like multiple countries for years. I was living in Montreal when I was really small, and then my parents moved to Beijing And then I moved to Korea when I was in junior high, and then I moved to Irvine for my high school. So a lot of my portfolio concepts are based on my memories among different countries I live in. Like the first one, the first fashion project, it's about the church and the stained glass, and this a part of my memory of Montreal because I was living beside a church. For the second fashion project, it was based on mosaic patterns and the ballet dancers. It inspires me because when I was in Beijing, I think like every Chinese parents forced their daughter to do like dance and then ballet when I was like really young, and this is a part of the memory based on ballet. My third fashion project is about like the homeless people in New York because I was in Parsons summer schools, and there was like a lot of like homeless people in New York, and then people were living in like subway tunnels, and then they're just like the animal moles, so like they have a nickname of mole people.
I usually do like doodles a lot because for fashion design we need to like develop a lot of designs, inspirations from what we see, what we hear. And then I just carry like a sketchbook, and then in that sketchbook I usually write down the inspirations that I got even from movies, because one of the fashion project that I did is inspired from one of the movies that's really interesting that I watched. And for illustration and painting, for oil painting, I started when I was like in middle school. I just did a lot of landscape at first because I wanted to get more in control with like how the color flows and how the oil painting works. And then it builds more like techniques into it so that I can develop the paintings that I did at Icon. Yeah.
So I think recording, like writing down your ideas and concept is like really important because I always have like ideas about like drawings and illustration things in the midnight, and then if I don't write it down I will forget it like, in the next day. So I think recording it's like really important. And when we are doing the study, like little sketches about each painting, I have a lot of like sketches like in different perspectives and then in different like settings. And I also do a lot of color keys, like color studies too.
For me, I just feel like my portfolio shares my story. It's very personal, and it's telling my life journey until now. So I feel like the portfolio really tells my story, and then it connects to my person. So I feel like the college can see how what I'm actually am, and then they can see how like what I can truly do, and then what different materials or techniques I can incorporate into all of the things that I did in the portfolio.
I think that recording the process is also really important. Seeing our portfolio, the college candidate can see our style.
Like during summer break, like we spent like almost like every day for
like a whole day.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was very tiring for us to like focus on one thing. But like if I concentrate, I can like work like for a long time, but it's very tiring for us. We need to be very focused on the paintings that we do. Like if we messed up like a little detail when we're doing like maybe like flats in fashion design, I need to start over all over again. So like for after school, we need to spend like 2-3 hours at art studio. So it's kind of tiring, but I'm still really like enjoying it, because that's the thing we like to do.
And like after studio times, we have to do homeworks.
Yeah.
And prepare for exams, and like prepare SAT was like really stressful too.
Okay.
My GPA is like 4.32, and my SAT score is 1320.
My GPA is about 4.1, and then the SAT score that I got is 1400. Like for some schools, they really wanted to see you doing like pushing really hard into your technique stuff. Like when I went to the National Portfolio Review Day, like different schools have different expectations. Like for example, like Parsons, they want to be more creative and then want the students to be like, they don't need to have a really high level skill, but they need to share their creativity in their portfolio. But when I talk to Pratt, it's more different how they needed like more observational drawings, and then they need to see more techniques you do in your paintings. So I guess it's like you need to find a really good balance between your techniques and your creativity in all of your paintings. You don't have to like push too hard on the techniques or like the details you do, but you don't have to like, but you can't lose them. So I feel like we need to like balance out the level between like how you do it and then the concept behind it. Yeah.
And for me, I prepare a lot. Like I prepare like more than each school's required. And like at the end, me and Paris was like talking about like which pages should we use for Parsons, because like at the end I had like 25 or 26 pages ready for schools, and it was really hard for us because we can't put everything in one page, then like they won't zoom in to see everything. So it was really hard for us to decide which page should we use and which we should like abandon.
So for me, I started my portfolio like earlier, like it's about like at the end of sophomore year. I already started my fashion portfolio and my illustration portfolio, but like in the end I did more than I thought. But usually I just have Monday, Wednesday for fashion design, and then Tuesday and Thursday for illustration most of the time, and then Friday I do figure drawing. During last year's summer break, I spent like 1 month, a whole month for doing like art every day. Yeah, like just kind of pushing towards the end. Yeah.
For me, I came to Icon twice or third time a week for fashion, and then about 1 or 2 times for illustration a week. And then I also need to spend 1 day for SAT after schools, and I also have SAT in weekend to do. I went to Parsons summer camp.
Oh yeah, me too. Like after I spent like 1 month at Icon, I just go to Parsons for 3 weeks. I think for me it's about like the atmosphere in the art studio, because Yeonjae, Taemin, and then Daisy teacher, they like they're all like really really nice. They don't like push us too hard on something. They always like hear our ideas, our experiences, our inspirations, and then they're all like very patient, and they always listen to what we want, and then they give like suggestions and opinions based on that to make our piece better. So I feel like it's very helpful I do art at Icon, because if I work it by myself, I feel like I won't have a clear idea or a clear concept of what I want in my portfolio.
I really like Icon because Icon is kind of different than the other art studio, because like I went to different art studio before Icon, and in other art studios like teachers only like encourage me to do painting with acrylic or oil, like, but in Icon, like Taman, he helped me a lot. When I was talking my idea to him, he encouraged me to do like sculpting and like to experience more with like different like medias. In Icon, I also got more chances like to talk to my friends and teachers, and they helped me a lot.
For me, it's like, first of all, I really like how I met a lot of good friends like Cece, Valentina at Icon, because they really supported me, and then I feel like they can be lifelong friends because we know each other. And then also, like, the experience that I'll never forget is when the time I like accidentally burned my whole fashion piece down at Icon, and then like it was just a very interesting experience. At that moment when my fashion piece got burnt, like everything got destroyed, I was really depressed, but I saw it as a chance for me to make it better. So I feel like everything is planned out in some way, but I feel like we all have to experience something different to make us better.
For me, I think the most memorable thing is each Friday, like we hang out until like 10:30 for the figure drawing, and we also like we eat as we are drawing.
Any last word to maybe the Icon staff too? All the teachers. Okay, we love you too. Thank you.